Reliance has created the largest media company in India by merging Viacom18 with Disney Hotstar. The merged entity is worth $8.5 billion and it is going to be an absolute monopoly with a viewership share of more than 40%. While Sun TV network has a revenue of Rs 4,000 crores, Sony has Rs 7,000 crores and Zee has 8,500 crores, this new merged entity will have a revenue of about 25,000 crore rupees. That is 25% higher than the next three competitors combined. And they will now have over 120 TV channels and 2 OTT platforms and roughly 750 million viewers across India. But what is interesting here is that while in 2019, India's Disney plus Hotstar division was estimated to be valued at around $7 to $10 billion, Disney's share in this newly merged entity will be about $3 billion. That is $4 to $7 billion less than what it was earlier. In fact, Disney plus Hotstar is much bigger than Jio Cinema, as it was a leader with a 38% viewership market share in the OTT space until 2023. So how did Mota Bhai manage to buy Disney Hotstar at less than half its price? Well, to find out the answer to that, let's understand the details of this deal first. The deal is essentially a merger between Viacom18, which is owned by Reliance, and Disney plus Hotstar, which is owned by the Disney Group. The ownership structure is such that Reliance India Limited will have a stake of 16%, Viacom18, which is also owned by Reliance, 47%, and Disney will have a stake of about 37%. What's more is that Reliance will also be pumping an additional $1.5 billion in this new entity to boost its growth. The chairman will be Nita Ambani. So it is essentially Reliance that is in control. The Disney brand is a part of the Walt Disney Company of the US. It is a $200 billion behemoth founded in 1923 by Walt Disney, the maker of Mickey Mouse, and it has a global presence, owning iconic franchises such as Marvel, Star Wars, and Pixar. And in 2019, Disney performed an acquisition of 21st Century Fox, which was another global media giant in the US. Now, 21st Century Fox also owned the Star network in India, which had assets like the Star Plus and Star Sports TV channels and the Hotstar OTT platform. While the TV channels were decades old, Hotstar was established in 2015 and was the top OTT platform in India by 2019. So when Disney globally acquired 21st Century Fox in 2019, it automatically acquired the Star network in India as well. As part of the acquisition, Hotstar was rebranded as Disney plus Hotstar. Now coming to Viacom18. It is a joint venture between Viacom and Network 18 that was started in 2007. Viacom 18 owns TV channels like Colors, MTV and Nickelodeon and the former OTT platform Voot as well. In 2018, Reliance acquired a majority stake in Viacom 18 and gained effective control of the company, later pushing for its integration with Jio Cinema, which eventually replaced Voot. So now, you know the history of both Disney plus Hotstar and Viacom 18 until 2019. If you made it this far, please subscribe to my channel. I promise my content will add value for you. Moving on. Now, when Disney acquired Star in India, it saw India as an emerging market important in the coming years, and it was ready to invest time and resources into it. The crown jewel of Hotstar, and the reason why it had become so popular in India, was its ownership of the broadcast rights to almost all major cricket tournaments, including the IPL. The 2019 IPL final broke the record for concurrent viewership on Hotstar with a new global record peak of 18.6 million viewers. And then this record was broken again during the semi-final of the 2019 World Cup between India and New Zealand with 25.3 million viewers. So sports broadcasting was critical to Hotstar's success. And as I already mentioned, it was the absolute market leader in OTT as late as 2023. So you might be wondering what changed in just 1 year that Hotstar had to be sold for less than half of its earlier valuation. Well, it was the entry of Jio Cinema into the streaming and OTT business. In 2022, after disrupting the telecom sector with Jio, Mukesh Ambani now set his eyes on the media industry of India. And he went after the crown jewel of Hotstar, which had earlier helped it break the viewership records, which was the IPL. IPL has turned out to be one of the most lucrative sports franchises in the world, and BCCI has made literally thousands of crores by selling its broadcasting rights. Broadcasting rights basically mean that the entity who has them has the exclusive privilege of airing the matches on their platform. So if Hotstar has the broadcasting rights, it can earn from it in two ways. One would be selling ad slots in these matches to advertisers, and the second would be through membership costs that it can charge its users. Now, the Star Network had won the broadcasting rights of IPL for the period of 2018 to 2022. So they showed the IPL matches on Star Sports for TV and on Hotstar for OTT. But in 2023, the existing contract expired and the broadcasting rights for IPL were up for bidding again. This time for the period of 2023 to 2027. And this time, powered by the deep pockets of Mukesh Ambani, Jio Cinema was able to outbid Hotstar and snatch the digital rights for IPL for the next 5 years. Note here that Jio Cinema only got the digital rights. The TV broadcasting rights were still won by the Star Network. And then, executing his signature move, similar to how he had started distributing data for free in 2016 with Jio, Ambani started broadcasting these IPL matches literally for free. And it was an absolute game changer for Jio Cinema. Within the opening week of the IPL 2023 alone, Jio Cinema app had received over 5 crore downloads, giving crores of new users to the app in just a few weeks. But what was even more important was where these users were coming from, and that was the Hotstar app. This was a severe setback for Disney Plus Hotstar, which started losing lakhs of subscribers every single day. And then, to add fuel to this fire, Reliance Viacom 18 went ahead and snatched the media rights for the Indian cricket team's international home matches as well, for the period of 2023 to 2028. And this time, it included the digital rights for OTT as well as the TV rights. And as the final nail in the coffin, they were also able to convince HBO to move all of its content from Disney Plus Hotstar to Jio Cinema. And suddenly, one day, the users could not find their favorite shows like Game of Thrones and Succession on the Hotstar app. And all that was left on Hotstar was Marvel movies and some TV shows. While Jio Cinema saw a continuous surge in users and downloads, Disney Plus Hotstar was bleeding by 1,000 cuts, as it had lost more than 2.5 crore subscribers by September 2023. But this was not all. It was all part of a much larger struggle for Disney Plus globally. Its push for being the OTT king of the world was making it bleed a lot of money without any success. By the summer of 2022, Disney's global operations had already lost more than $11 billion since they had purchased 21st Century Fox in 2019. And Disney Plus had also lost 3 lakh customers in the US and Canada, which was because they had increased their membership rates in these regions in a bid to generate some profit. So by the time Mukesh Ambani executed his master plan, Disney was already on its knees and ready to give up. By the end of 2023, Disney had started looking for a buyer for its Hotstar business. And this was when they thought, if you can't beat them, join them. So instead of fighting Jio, they cleverly decided to join forces with them in the form of this merger, which, by the way, is an excellent strategic move from Disney's perspective as well. The invincible big daddy of media has just been born in India, and Disney is going to have a 37% share of this pie with little effort. And this is a part of a much larger game plan by Mukesh Ambani. You see, the biggest media companies of today are not Disney or Sony or Zee, but actually Google and Meta. Google earned the highest ad revenue in India in 2023 at over 28,000 crore rupees, which was followed by Meta, which did over 18,000 crore rupees. So this new merger will now help Reliance to overcome the growing threat of these two global giants, as Star Viacom 18 now surpasses Meta with a combined ad revenue of 25,000 crores in 2023, second only to Google. And since Star Viacom 18 is now the biggest player in media, being 3 to 6 times larger than its next competitors, it will now also have a much higher bargaining power with advertisers as well as broadcasters. There was a deal between Sony and Zee that was about to go through, which would have created the single largest media house in India, larger than this new merger between Disney and Reliance. But it recently failed because Sony said the Zee founding family was insistent on keeping control. So what could have been a fair market duopoly will now be a severely unbalanced monopoly. And in media, the winner takes it all. If you made it this far, please share this video with one person who you know will find it interesting. And follow me on LinkedIn. The link is in the description below. Until I see you in the next video, goodbye.